What's up guys, Pyroxius here, ready with a new video about the Arcane Mage this time. So I'm gonna cover everything about the Arcane Mage, from glyphs to the rotation, as well as talents and gear, stat priority, all the kind of good stuff you want to know about the Arcane Mage. So yeah, let's just start with it right now. Okay, let's just start immediately. First of all, this, yeah, I got all the other specs covered for this patch on my channel as well, mainly for PvE. Fire has a little bit of PvP in it as well, because I use Fire for PvP on my Mage. Although my channel is named after my Mage Pyroxius, I main a warrior. I just like to play the Mage for fun. So I'm actually in kind of a class trouble for Legion what I'm gonna play. But that's not if you're in CERN for now. Let's just start and cover Arcane for this patch. 6.2.3 Warlords of Draenor. I actually still like the game. Lots of people are taking a break now, but I really love WoW, so I'm not gonna quit playing it for a while. Okay, what is Arcane? Arcane is insanely strong right now. It's the top DPS, near the top DPS. I think sub-lady rogues are just slightly stronger than us right now. But we have an insane amount of burst, and unrealistically seen, we have the highest DPS out of the game as Arcane. So yeah, Arcane is a really good state right now, especially for single target. That's why I use Fire for multi-targets, guys, and you should do it as well. So I'm just gonna cover the single target rotation in this video, because that's what you're gonna use Arcane for anyways. So what you want to start off with, first of all, check your stat priority. What you want to do is get as much mastery as you can. Mastery increases the damage that you deal when you have high mana. It's just the way Arcane plays, basically. You're gonna need that because Arcane has two phases, a burn phase and a sustain phase, and you want to optimize those two states. I'm gonna go into there deeper in the rotation part of the video, but for now let's just go with the stats. Next of all, haste, because you want to try to cast as much spells as you can in burn phase, as well as get a faster rotation up with Arcane Blast and dumping your Arcane charges with an Arcane Barrage. So haste is second priority. Yeah, so like I just said, haste is second priority. It's quite equal. For the next, I would go multi-strike. Multi-strike is just an insanely good stat for Arcane this one. It used to be above haste for a while for the expansion. So I would go mastery, start with mastery, multi-strike, then go with mastery, haste, multi-strike, then last crit. Versatility, you should dodge. Again, versatility is finally useless, so don't go for versatility. It's just not worth it to take, and I think it's such balls. Int obviously gives the most damage, but you will get it on all your gear anyway, so there's not really a need to worry about that. Yeah, with that being said, let's go into the rotation. So this is gonna be really simple. I'm gonna go for prismatic build because that's the best build for Arcane. If you go for another build, you actually lose a lot of DPS on higher item levels, so you should not do that, guys. So what you would go for a rating, ice flows. I already explained a dozen times, blazing speed is not that good. Evidence is really not good. Like, you miss your main spike survivor anyways, so don't take it. With Arcane, it's even more important to get ice flows, because you don't got anything to cast on the move except for Arcane Barrage. So I would go for ice flows. Pop it a few times before you're gonna move, so you can move away and still do your damage, so your DPS doesn't have to drop. Alter Time, Fling Blow, Ice Barrier, I would go for Alter Time. The other twos are just not worth it in my opinion. This one is a burst spike survivor, and hell, it saved me tons of time. It's just really good. As well as an extra blink, so you can also use it as mobility if you want to. It's a bit like the demonic circle from a warlock. Ring of Frost, Ice Ward, Frost Jaw. I go for Frost Jaw because they interrupt. Ice Ward is not that good. It's not good for Arcane at all. Ring of Frost only good when ads can be incapacitated, and there's gonna be a lot of them. For example, I know that I believe on Socratar the ads can be incapacitated, so there they might be really handy to take Ring of Frost, but for other situations I can't really think of anything that fast. Gritted Fist, Cauterize or Cold Snap. Well, this resets presence of mind as well, so you can go for Cold Snap for max DPS. The thing is, it's not nearly as good getting greater invis for the 90% damage reducement and threat removal. Cauterize is basically like, if you die you don't die, but it only happens once, so most of the time when you're near death anyways, you're gonna take a second hit as well, so I wouldn't take Cauterize. I don't like it. I would go for Greater Invis or Cold Snap, whatever you like. Nether Tempest is for AoE. This build is only gonna cover a single target, because that's what we use Arcane for anyways, so that's what we're gonna go for. Unstable Magic. Yeah, it's not that good for Arcane. The chance is too low if you ask me. Supernova is just a must go if you go Prismatic, which is the highest DPS and is really awesome. So we're just taking Supernova. Next to that, it really hits like a truck and it just looks awesomely cool. Mirror Image, Incanter's Flow or Rune of Power. Don't go Mirror Image like I already told you. It's not a good spell. I don't like it, especially for PvE. It's not good. Maybe on during burst phases it might be handy, or for things like Fire Mages during burst to build Ignite. But even then I don't recommend it. So go for Rune of Power when you don't have to move. Stationary is Rune of Power. If you have to move, go for Incanter's Flow. And we take Prismatic Crystal, easy as that. Let's go into Glyphs. I most of the time go for a Glyph of Slow for switching and killing priority ads. Blink to get myself an 8 yards more. You can also go for the second blink, but I like to have a stun removal as well as ice block for the nice healing. That's basically all I take. For the rest, Arcane doesn't really have that much shit. Remove Curse might be handy for fights where you can get cursed. Let's go into the rotation. It's gonna be quite easy. You're gonna buff a lot. You're gonna get a pot most of the time. I don't have pots on me now because I forgot to buy pots or the last thing, so I'm gonna do it without a pot. I'm just gonna do it with a pre-pot, one pre-pot. Okay. So make sure to get your power down. What you wanna do is you wanna pre-pot. You get like a full burst. You wanna go into Arcane Blast. Try to get 3 or 4 stacks of Arcane Blast. Drop your Prismatic Crystal. Unleash your 2 lovely things there, and now go full burst. So you use your 2 Supernovas, and you're gonna try to keep that on cooldown. Now you're just gonna spam all you can against that Arcane Crystal until it disappears. Then you're gonna just focus on the main targets. You're gonna CC. You're gonna use Arcane Missiles. Now you're at 50% HP, then you use Evacuation. Now the sustain phase begins. So you're gonna build up towards 4 stacks of Arcane charges and use your Arcane Missiles. And then reset with Arcane Barrage. And you do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I sometimes do another Arcane Blast when I'm near mana cap. And you're gonna reset that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and use your Arcane Missiles. Spend Arcane. You see I have 2 Supernovas. Use both Supernovas. And go into the phase again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Arcane Missiles. And reset again. That's basically the sustain phase of this build. So you want to try to get that done. Now you see that my Arcane power is about to come up again. So now we're gonna go burst phase again. I activated my Arcane power. Okay, waiting that. Use my only Supernova and go full ham on that crystal again. This is basically the burst phase. Now you burn through to 50% of your mana again. At 50% you use your Arcane Missiles. So now I'm using my Arcane Missiles and I'm gonna evacuate back to 100%. And that's what we repeat. That is basically the whole rotation. Nothing more than this. Arcane is ridiculously easy to play. But you have to watch your procs. That's basically all of it. So now I'm going to reset again. And with this I'm sustaining around 30k DPS in my gear. Which is not optimized for Arcane. At all. And let's do Arcane Missiles. And Arcane Barrage. Start with Presence of Mind. Easily get one behind it there. I'm gonna finish this this last one now. So Arcane Missiles, and Arcane Barrage. That's basically the rotation, guys. I hope you guys understood what I was doing there. It's not that hard. Practice on a practice dummy once in a while. And try to automate the process of casting the spells. When you do that, you will be absolutely fine. I'm Pyroxius, and yeah. I hope you understand the guides. Let's go over one quick thing. Enchant everything with mastery, guys. Enchant everything with mastery, and seriously, I recommend you get an enchantment or weapon with mastery and jam everything with mastery. Put everywhere, put mastery in it. It's just good for you. Like you see, you're near mana cap all the time if you play it correctly. So you will get a big ass damage boost when you do that. Again, I'm Pyroxius. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the video. And I hope to see you guys in a later guide. Thank you for watching.